Finding me again at 57. The unbreakable story. The empty well. I remember staring at the empty house after the moving truck had pulled away. 7 long years. That's how long I poured myself out completely, thinking that if I just gave more, loved harder, served more selflessly, it would have been enough. I had given everything, my energy, my dreams, my very essence, until there was nothing left but an empty shell of who I used to be. Standing in that hollow space at age 57, I wasn't surrounded by empty rooms. I was surrounded by the echoes of a woman who had drained herself trying to save something that was already broken. The divorce papers were already final. The settlement left me with barely enough to start over. And I felt like a wrung out dish rag that had been used up and discarded. Those first few weeks alone, I slept for 12 hours at a time. My body was finally able to rest after years of constantly giving, constantly serving, constantly trying to fill an emotional void that wasn't even mine to fill. I had been so busy pouring myself out that I hadn't even noticed that I was running on empty. Overwhelmed had become my normal state. Drained every day. I had forgotten what it felt like to have energy for my own dreams, my own needs, and my own joy. For the first time in 7 years, I had permission to just be. To not serve anyone, to not anticipate anyone else's needs, to not exhaust myself trying to love someone back to wholeness. You know what? 6 months in, something extraordinary began to happen to me. Like a well that had been pumped dry, slowly filling with fresh water. I started to feel the stirrings of the woman that I used to be. I wrote my first children's book about a little tree that gave away all of its leaves, trying to make others happy, only to discover that when spring came, it could grow new ones, more beautiful than before. Writing that story, I realized that I was writing about myself. My second book became easier, flowing from a creative spring I thought had dried up forever. Each story I created was proof that my well was filling up again with fresh water. That told me that I still had a little magic in me after all. My smile started to come back. That's when I started my YouTube channel, The Unbreakable You. Sitting in front of my laptop camera, I shared the raw truth. I gave everything away and forgot to save anything for myself. I served until I was empty, loved until I was hollow, and almost lost myself completely in someone else's brokenness. Women, did you hear what I just said? I lost myself completely in someone else's brokenness. The response was overwhelming, but this time in the best way. Hundreds of women started to comment. I did the same thing. I poured myself out too. I thought love meant disappearing into someone else's needs. My videos became love letters to women who had given so much, served too long, and forgotten that they mattered too. At that point, when I began my journey of my YouTube channel, The Unbreakable You, I shared with you guys how I went through my divorce, how I almost lost myself, how I lost my hair doing trauma. I lost everything financially, and I almost lost myself. I shared all of those truths with you guys. Why? Because my goal was to help other women that may have went or either experienced the same things that I experienced. I mean, when you trying to pour yourself into another individual who is already empty, guess what? You become empty too. And you know what else I've learned? That dysfunctional people will have you feel that you crazy. Dysfunctional people will make you feel that you're lost. So starting my YouTube channel gave me hope because I was able to share my story. And I am so glad that I am able to help other women that either went through this. Hopefully you're not going through, but if you are going through, I'm hoping that my story help you to come out better than ever before. So today, I am writing this from my cozy living room. My walls decorated with artwork from my 2 published children's books and a vision board filled with dreams that I'm finally allowing myself to pursue. My YouTube channel, The Unbreakable You, has become a sanctuary for women learning to refill their own wells, and this gives me great joy. I've discovered that my capacity for love is actually greater now that I have learned how to love myself first. My creativity flows more freely now that I'm not constantly interrupted by someone else's demands. My energy feels boundless when it's not being drained by trying to fix what was never mine to repair. Y'all, that was a revelation for me during my healing journey. I know that I made that decision when I decided to get with that broken person. I thought that I could repair or make them whole in some kind of way. But I soon found out, you're not God. I am not God. That was not mine to fix. That was not mine to fix. So today, I'm so excited because I finally learned to put myself first. I finally learned how to love myself. The woman I am today at age 57 couldn't have even existed without learning the hardest lesson of all. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Women, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Those 7 years of me giving everything taught me what I'll never do again. And I know sometimes they say, don't never use the word never. But you know what? I never plan to do that again. They showed me the difference between loving generously and loving desperately. Between serving from abundance and serving from depletion. My marriage ending wasn't just an escape. It was a rescue mission. I was saving the woman who still had dreams, who still had stories to tell, who still had love to give. But this time, oh y'all, I am serving from a full well. Through my children's books, I am teaching young hearts healthy boundaries. Through the Unbreakable You, I'm reminding women that we can be generous with our love without being reckless with our souls. Y'all, if y'all have not gotten your free Love Yourself journal, click the link in my bio and go ahead and get that Love Yourself journal. When I tell you that journal has helped me on my healing journey. I've seen so many other YouTube channels that are coming up right now, and I've seen so many women sharing their story about them going through a divorce, about them breaking free, and how you are now sharing your stories. I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you that you are now sharing your stories with others. That's the whole mission of the YouTube, right? The whole mission of the YouTube or having a YouTube channel is to share your story so that it can help somebody else. Y'all be blessed. And y'all, if this resonated with you, like, share, comment. Y'all, I read y'all comments. And share this out. Share this with other women that you know that are hurting. That you know that have given their all and now they're empty and now they're wrestling with trying to refill their well. It's never too late, y'all. It's never too late to start. I love y'all and y'all be blessed. See you next time.